Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and look at this cute folio that we're gonna make today. It's big, so this is 4 inches across by 8 inches tall, I believe, so it's a fairly good size. And it's also a good one. You're gonna need 3 12 by 12 sheets of paper, and it's a good one to kind of use up some of these big, beautiful Stamperia ones that you're not sure what to do with. I actually kind of dove into making the sample without really knowing how it was going to turn out, but I ended up really happy with it. I used the recent vintage library paper pack from Stamperia, and look at that. It was really perfect with this doorway as my front, and then it opens up like this, and you have a flap here on the side, and that's gonna have pockets on either side if you want. This piece is a little bit kind of up to you. And then there's actually also, I didn't put anything in there, but there's a pocket, this guy in here in between makes a pocket there as well. And this came out, I was actually okay with how that came out with the cutting up that sheet as well in the end. And so then on our inside here, we have 2 huge pockets underneath here, which again, this was a nice way. I decided, I had originally been planning to use the back of this, which was a more neutral design. And when I cut them out and flipped them over and looked at this, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. I love it. So I ended up deciding to go with this and not do any pockets on top. So we'll do that a little bit differently today. And so then these guys are just kind of tuck-ins that go inside these big pockets and flip up and down. And so on this guy, and this can kind of be based on your paper, how you decide to do your interior. I did this double triangle pocket on this guy. The tutorial I was inspired by was, I believe, Silver and Sparkles, who is a new one to me, a new crafter. And she did her pocket, her triangle pocket like this down here, but I didn't want to cover this up, and this was a little bit simpler, so I decided to go with it there. And then I just added a pocket here. I had this kind of little bitty piece that had this nice little bookshop imagery there, and that worked out nicely. So we'll kind of go with our papers again, and we'll see what we come up with, but we will do the base basically the same so that you can follow along and get one of these made. So I am going to use a kind of weird combination this time and see how it goes. We'll keep this close by so that we can refer to it. I have all these leftovers from varying Stamperia paper packs. So I've got this guy that I was thinking I would use on my cover. So I was thinking I'll use this background piece here with this kind of as my outside. So for your base, your big piece here that's gonna form your covers, you're gonna want it to be 8 by 12. And it's just gonna get folded in half. So we're just gonna take this guy, and I'm actually gonna go this way because I want that bottom. And I'm going to just cut that guy to 8 inches, and hold on to your pieces that you're cutting off, of course, because we'll do something with those later on. And then this guy is just gonna get folded right in half, and I think we'll go ahead and around our corners right out of the gate too. I wonder if I can do both at once. Ooh, fancy. Yeah. Okay, so I think I'm probably gonna use this guy on my front here. I maybe need one more layer, but we'll deal with that later. I didn't need to worry about that cover on the other one because I just let the paper speak for itself. It was so nice. So then our huge pockets inside here are our next step, right? So these two guys here, and they're gonna come from another sheet of 12 by 12, and I've actually cut mine already because I wanted to see how they would look. So I've got these. They are 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, so that makes them fit just right inside. Now I did by accident do them a little bit shorter on this one, and I ended up kind of liking that look. I did them at 7 1/4. This paper was really hard to trim down even to 7 3/4, so I'm gonna leave them, but that's an option to make them slightly shorter for yourself if you like. And we're going to actually go ahead and round the corners on all 4 sides and make a notch in the top of these, which is of course optional. So you're going to want to make these too, but wait to glue them down. I'm actually going to use my 2-inch circle punch for my notches on these. Because we have to do something else here. Okay, I actually like how that's gonna turn out, I think, with that. It was a little hard with that blue on the back side of this front cover. I wish they wouldn't do that. You know, like if I've got a neutral, the base kind of theme is neutral, and this is kind of a steampunk. Most of these are steampunk or kind of related. Like I've got some things from the Alchemy set, which feels kind of steampunk too. And there's a lot of browns. I don't really want to mix like a greeny blue color like they're doing here. It makes it hard. So, but I think it'll be okay with this. I'm gonna mostly cover that up. This is pretty busy, so I don't know that I'll put any pockets on top of it. If you want something where you're gonna be able to add pockets here, then choose your paper for this based on that. Otherwise, you'll also be able to do pockets on your flaps. Okay, so we've got these ready. We're going to hold off on doing anything with that yet. So next what we're gonna do is make this piece, right? And so you can see that actually slides in right underneath this pocket, so that's why we don't wanna glue that one down yet. And so we are gonna make that with our third piece of 12 by 12 paper. And I pulled this one out because it's a little weird. And this is gonna get glued. So you're gonna be able to choose. It's gonna be one side or the other. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this to 7 3/4 in height. And I think I'm probably gonna use that back side because I don't like this girl. So I'm gonna cut it based on that. The thing is though, is that we're gonna angle it anyway. So we're gonna lose a chunk anyhow, but I'm gonna do this. So I said 7 3/4. Okay, so I've got this piece. I'm at 7 3/4, and then I'm gonna cut that piece at 5 1/2. Okay, so then I have one piece that's 5 1/2 and one piece that's 6 1/2. The 6 1/2 piece, so these are going to become either side of this, right? We're going to glue them together to make this pocket in the middle. So these are going to end up going together something like this. So this guy is going to be your piece that is on the outside. So that is going to get scored. Yeah, so however, whatever height you do your pockets at is the height you want these at, right? So that one, because I did my big pockets, these big pockets at 7 1/4 only, I made this guy at 7 1/4 too. So if you do those shorter, then just keep in mind you want to do this shorter as well. But this time I've got my pockets at 7 3/4, so this is at 7 3/4 as well in height. So what we're gonna do is now on the 6 1/2 inch width piece, we're gonna score at 1 inch. And that's gonna become our hinge for that piece when it flips, right? So that's gonna flip. It's gonna be on the inside, in here, underneath your pocket on this side, okay? So I'm actually, I think, going to give my hinge some angled edges so there's no chance of seeing that guy pop out behind my pocket, right? His is gonna go inside of there. And I'm actually also going to go ahead and round my corners on that guy. Okay, and so then this guy is gonna form the other side of this, right? So let's also round our corners here. Actually, we're gonna cut that one off. Yes. So we want this guy round also on the bottom. And then this guy, this one's gonna get cut. So we'll do this guy, this guy, and this guy. And then we're gonna put these two pieces together and grab our cutter . And I'm gonna just eyeball. So I'm putting both of them into the cutter together and just kind of looking at, that's kind of funny. I'm gonna end up cutting off today's the day right in the middle, but it can't be helped. It's gonna be just today is. That's okay. Maybe we can put the day somewhere else. So that just makes those perfectly even for our pocket. So I'm going to ink up my edges on those two guys, and then we will put those together. Easy peasy. And we will glue that guy in along with our huge pockets for the back. At first, when I started making this one, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. It's a little awkward, big weird size. But it actually came out so nicely, and it turned out to be such a fun way to use these awkward Stamperia papers that are sometimes just like, what in the world am I gonna do with that? Because it's got these big designs on it, and it worked out. So I'm gonna just glue along the side here and across my bottom and up my short side here, and that is then going to go right on top of my other piece. Just like that. Okay, and I'm just gonna fold my guy here to make sure that I'm kind of in the right place. And maybe a little bit wide for that fold to work out all right, but that's okay. I might want to just trim a little off my edge here. It's a little bit gluey, but I think we'll go for it before we put this guy in. Okay, so now this guy's gonna go in. And if you want, so I didn't glue this top part just because I kind of liked the ease of use on the pocket, but if you'd prefer, you can glue there too to make that pocket a little more hidden. Now this guy is gonna go in here just like this. So I'm just gonna glue on the outside of my flap. And line him up in here with just a little space on the outside here. And then I'm just gonna make sure that that is gonna work for my pocket. And my pocket's gonna come in. I'm gonna have a little bit of room on that left side. My pocket's gonna come in right on top of that. Just like that. I think I'm gonna scoot him over just a little bit because we are gonna need a little bit of space for that pocket for this guy to fold around it. Okay. Get rid of my glue. I'm actually gonna glue this one first because I wanna give this a sec to just kind of dry. And this guy doesn't have to wait, he can go in. Although, I wanna make sure I line it up properly. So let's lay this guy down. Oh, I did this backwards. This is actually the one that I want to go over here. So never mind. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and glue it in. I hope. I just don't want to end up with my pocket glued because I got a little gluey over there. But we'll go in a sec and just make sure it gets opened up. Okay, so just a little bit of a piece showing there so that this folds. You just want to make sure that your flap is folding properly. I'm lining up along the bottom here too. There. Oof. There's a lot going on there. I might want something that's a little more neutral to make a second pocket here. On this one, I used my leftovers. So I had leftovers here, but I don't know if that's gonna work. These are so different and weird. I don't think I'm gonna like that. I'm gonna need something that is a lot plainer to go with this guy. Okay, so let's put on our second huge pocket before we worry about that. The trick of these is getting papers that will work together. And not end up being so super overwhelmingly busy. There, I do like that. I like how that came out with it. This was one of those big design Samperia papers that I cut the middle out of and just put these together. So that's fun. That worked out really nicely. Okay, so now we want to make our flaps. And for this, you should have multiple. So you cut off your base, you cut off your pieces here, and you cut off your 2 pieces for these. So you should have multiple pieces that are 12 inches and different size width, but only by a little bit, right? I thought I had my other one too, but I don't know what I did with it. So, well, I'm really not a super fan of using this guy. So this is from my base. This is from this guy. Oh, and because I did the middle, I didn't do it as, so I don't have another one that's all together, right? Because it was cut off in pieces. So that kind of leaves me a little stuck. I don't know that I want to use this. Hopefully your papers are such that you can use those. If they're not, what you can also do is use another piece. And I don't know, this could be fun. This could work. I pulled a whole bunch of options. Ooh, here's this one too. Maybe that should go in there. What's nice about this is that, well, I just wish it wasn't that gray. I've also got this. That's, I think, too much. I like something that's a little bit less. These are all pretty crazy. And I need something double-sided. It can't be. Maybe I should do this one. I think I'm going to do that one, just to give myself a little bit more neutral something. So yours will be, you know, whatever you cut off. Like this guy is 4 inches. That's, oh, I guess they're both 4 inches. So this is from the base, and that's 4 inches, and this is from the pocket, that's 4 inches. If you're using both of those, you know, you'll have yours the same size, and that is probably what I'm gonna just go ahead and do here too. I'm just gonna cut 2 that are 4 inches from this better paper that will go much better for me. We'll take both of these sides and leave the middle. So then all we're gonna do with these, the first thing we're gonna do is round some corners. But it's kind of up to you. We're just gonna fold them. And if you fold them in half, they can go in nicely like this. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Right? They're just sliding in to your pocket like that. Now you could also fold them somewhere other than half if you prefer. And of course, depending on your paper, oh, this guy's gonna be upside down. I always thought I was being so smart with that door shape there. It was gonna be so cool, but no matter how I fold it, put it in, it's gonna be upside down. You could, you know, fold like here if you want it to be a little longer, and if you want them to be varying sizes. Up to you, depending on your paper. This guy actually has the kind of natural break right there at the halfway mark, so I am gonna keep it folded in half, but I do think that could be a cool look. Give these a little bit of ink so we have a real picture of what our flaps are gonna look like. I like how this calms things down a little bit, you know? I was feeling like this is pretty wild. Some of these steampunk papers have a lot going on, and trying to mix them together can be tough. Okay, so those are our flaps. So now we have a little bit of some choices, right? So for our 2 triangle pocket here, for this one, I did those with a square piece that's the same width as this. So if you wanted to put it on your big pocket, you could make it the same width as your, the same size really, because it'll be both sides because it's a square, but you make it your size here, or if you're gonna put it on here, your size here. So this is 4 inches. So I'm gonna find something. Now the challenge continues. I should have even done this maybe with something even less busy. If you want to just do a pocket across anywhere, you know, you can just cut that to wherever you like it. I don't know, that's so pretty just like that. I don't think I'm going to add any pockets there. I almost kind of don't even want to add any here either, because this is so nice. I could just do, no. I've got this piece from my base. I think the blue, I could see the blue working over here maybe, or this working over here maybe. I like that. Okay, let's do that. We're gonna do this one for now just because I have a happy idea. So I'm gonna add this over here, and we're gonna I'm gonna cut it off firstly to the size I want it on the bottom, because I'm gonna make this a layer of pocket. So I want it to cut off right here, because I want it to be just inside this here, okay? I'm gonna cut that first so that I have my size of pocket. And then we're gonna just go ahead and put it under here. right? I want it to be about here. So I was thinking that I would be able to just draw it along there, you know? Like if I do it like this on the back, I think that will work. Right? And so then I can round my corners. Do I want to do it up top too? I do. And then I have a pocket that makes that nice layer. I like that. And then it covers up some of that. I'm really not into that. I don't know, all these colors, these reds and greens that are in there. Not loving that. So I kind of like this going on top of that and covering it up. And I'm just gonna do, again, my 3 sides on here. Leave my little edge open so that things can easily slide in and out of that guy. Okay, that's good. And we're gonna do something similar over here, depending again on what we have. Maybe I will try to cover up most of this with something like this could work. I don't know if I want to cut up a whole other piece to do this, but I could. I got these blues. That's a bit much. I was thinking this might work, but it still has that kind of super rusty look, which is part of what I'm not digging about this. I've also got this guy who, no. Nope, that's too much. This one doesn't quite have the magic that my other guy turned out to have. I'm gonna have to cut him though, and I don't know if I can quite do it well enough. You know, I could. Let's try it. We'll give it a go. So firstly, I'm gonna just go ahead and cut this off. I want it here. So I'm gonna just go ahead and cut him off there. And then I'm gonna make this just underneath. Let's go closer here. First, I'm gonna cut it off the width-wise so that I'm not cutting up my paper. So we want this to come slightly inside like we did the other one, so we're gonna cut it right there. So we've got our width. And then I kind of don't want that top bit. I want him to come here like this. And so we're gonna get this guy cut here. So there's probably a size that this ends up being that I can give you. In case you want to do it this way. So the size of this guy is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And then we need to make our cut on the back side, right? This way, this way, this way, so that he will go, he's gonna come in here like this. Problem is, I don't want him to be right up against the edge, so I'm gonna need to cut that. If I go just inside that line by about 1/4 of an inch, I don't think that was 1/4 of an inch. That might have been like 1/8 of an inch. But then you'll have your matching line. Let's round our corners and see how that feels. Woo! So I almost managed to completely cover up that one that I'm not liking. And I think that's good. It's a lot going on. I'm not gonna add anything else to it, but it works for me. Just gonna live with the fact that this little folio happens to be a little more busy. So let's glue that guy on. I do like these layered pockets like this. I probably could have gone a little bit farther from the edges. Giving it a little more room, showing a little more of that paper, but it's okay. I like it. I actually like how that goes. It's a little bit weird, this sort of foresty, magical foresty, you know, Gothic arches with the steampunk sea helmet, but I think it manages to work out all right. Okay, so on this guy, we were gonna do a can I get away with that? Let's do it. We'll make it. We also got this one. It echoes that if I do it here. But is that blue? This is weird. I'm gonna try it with the blue. So this is 4 inches, right? 4 inches by 4 inches. And I'm gonna cut that point to point. And then we've got triangles. Okay, I can live with that. Kind of cool. I'm gonna round my corners to match. And then they do stick out just a little bit. So I'm gonna cut those off. That guy here, I think he's gonna go on the inside. all the way to the edge? I think all the way to the edge is the way we're doing this one. And so, yeah, I'm just gonna go just a little bit on this guy too and let him be like that. Maybe see if I can't round that a little bit, just because it's just a rounded corner and it just looks a little weird. Yeah? Or I could put this guy on the outside. No, I think I like the other one. Okay, let's ink him up. He's actually being covered up. This guy's gonna go on the outside. And then I'm gonna do my sides and bottom. Put him in here on my, and like I said, if you have a simpler pattern on your huge pocket underneath here, you can do this same style of pocket on there with a piece that's wider. I'm just doing it here because I just don't want to cover up what I did with that. I like using those huge pockets down there to use my big weird Stamperia papers that are just like sitting around going, what? Did I somehow manage not to ink my edge? It sure looks like it, doesn't it? Okay, love it. Of course, if you want to do just a simple straight pocket, so that's what I did here. I had this piece that made a nice pocket. I did a little straight pocket there. That's super easy, you know, just to take one of your scrap pieces that's 4 inches and give it a notch, round its corners, and turn that into a pocket there too. You know, something like this. Yeah, I might actually put this, sort of like the idea of this over here, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what else. I feel like this is too bare over here. If I don't give it something, I could give it a corner pocket over here too. Tuck something into. I don't know. I have my, maybe that guy. Yeah, kind of like that. I'm gonna make it a little bit less wide here. Let's line that up so that I'm doing it straight. And then that can go here, I think. Could go like this too. Is that less weird or more weird? Very weird with the metal with that door I don't like. So let's put it on like this. And then I've just got all sorts of mix and match Stamperia pieces to finish this off. Some tags and some cards. We've got to do something to that front because it's pretty plain. Okay, so this guy stays in there. You could also fold these up if you wanted. That's another idea to make your pocket. It's kind of fun. It ruins my door, but I sort of like that. Now I've made a crease in it. Okay, so what do we want to put in here? And do we want to do anything else? I kind of like the idea of covering that up a little bit with something. Ooh, this lady might be the thing. I could also go for doing something on here that works. That kind of works. You know, because then she can be a tuck spot too. Let's do that. I'm going to do that. You could also make these into writing spots. These two flaps, if you had a very simple, you know, scraps that were just blank. Oh, I like that. Okay, that kind of fixes the craziness for me a little bit. What else? We have these guys have big pockets for our, maybe some of our, oh, we've got this guy too. He matches the crazy. He goes well with the crazy. So let's put him in there. We need something in here and something in the middle, but you're not really gonna get to see those at all because these pockets are so big. There's not gonna be anything that can go on here. That's gonna be just what it is. So we'll, how about this guy goes in here? I like that. I could go for some words or something on here too, but I don't know what I have. I brought my steampunk bag of tricks, but there's not a lot in it at this point. It's been a long time since I made a steampunk journal. I was really doing a lot of it. I actually probably should do another one because they're popular and I have a lot of good stuff for them. I don't think I have anything that's gonna go there well. Okay, so let's you can use these as two pockets. You know, you can tuck something in the back and something in the front if you like. They're kind of nice that way. Or you could just leave it with something in the back like that. I'm gonna put this on here also as a tuck spot or pocket or whatever. 3 sides. Probably should have rounded that corner to make a match, but that's okay. I like it. I'm gonna leave it that way. And then stuff a little something something. Oh, I've also got this guy. Forgot about that one. He doesn't really fit. Do you fit in there? I think he's a little too wide. Oh, that's kind of fun. Ooh, I like that. Okay. Okay, I'm doing that. And then I'm just gonna stuff one of these in here. You're gonna see it stick out. But that's okay. We've got a little guy in the middle. I think I'm just gonna leave that empty like I did on the other one. I don't know why I like that, but I do. Okay, that's everything for our inside. So we've just got to do something with this cover. I don't know what that's gonna be. That's pretty good, but it's not everything. It's not enough. It needs another layer or something else. Texture or I'm thinking, ooh, something like this could work. That's very, it's almost not big enough. I was also thinking like fabric, like muslin that had been stamped could work. Some of the cicada wing paper could work that I made in one of the last a recent video, which if I can remember I will maybe try to link up, or just some kind of paper with a little texture on it. I do have an embossing folder that is what do you call it? What do you call these? Cogs. Gears. The steampunk thing. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go for that. Let's try this one too. I think that's a little too orange. Yeah. An embossed sheet could work really well too here. I think this guy's too small. It's maybe a little too dark too, actually. Okay, let's do this one. I like it. I'm gonna just glue this guy on. Whee! I think I'm gonna give it kind of a good amount of room, because I can cut it down if I want less, but I can't make it bigger. So, and that glue, there's holes in this, so the glue goes right through. That's gonna be too big, probably. Probably have to cut it down. Just won't even fit on the thing, but let's cut it. It's a little fussy with that glue coming out. All right. I like it. Just try to cut these down. Get a little closer. I think I need just a little bit more off the bottom. Not a lot. And then I'll be happy. Yeah, look at that. You'll have no idea that the insides are so overwhelmingly busy. At least until you open it up anyway. Okay. There we go. There's our cover. All set and ready to go. Because of the holes in this, I just glued in the middle on the back of that guy. Flips, pockets, flips, pockets galore. Oop, I glued my flap down a little bit. Love it. That's it for our big folio. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sign up to my email list. The link is in the description. You'll get freebies and occasional discounts in my Etsy shop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.